Marvin, what do you make of all this?
Man, I don't even have an opinion.
Well, you gotta have an opinion. I mean, do you think that God came down from heaven and stopped
Quenton Tarantino, a filmmaker synonymous with a distinct storytelling style, has made an indelible mark on modern cinema. His decision to limit his directorial ventures to just 10 films stems from a desire to maintain a high standard of quality across his body of work. Tarantino's quote, "I like the idea of doing a body of work, 10 movies, and then, okay, that's it. That's what I have to say. And let that filmography just stand for itself," end quote, encapsulates this philosophy. This self-imposed limit, while commendable for its focus on quality over quantity, inadvertently casts a shadow over several unmade projects. Projects that could have potentially expanded his already rich cinematic universe. So today, we'll delve into the tantalizing what-ifs of Quenton Tarantino's unmade films, including the much-speculated Kill Bill Volume 3, and explore how these unrealized visions contribute to our understanding of his filmography. Now, Kill Bill Volume 3 remains the most tantalizing what-if in Quenton Tarantino's repertoire of unmade films. After the resounding success of the first two films, or the first two volumes, which he viewed as a singular film, Tarantino hinted at a trilogy, proposing a narrative that would unfold over decades. This vision for Kill Bill Volume 3 was not just a continuation, but an evolution of the saga, reflecting both Tarantino's growth as a filmmaker and the changing dynamics of his characters. Now, Tarantino's plan for the third installment was audacious and groundbreaking. The narrative was to focus on Vernita Green's daughter, Nikki, portrayed initially by Ambrosia Kelly in Kill Bill Volume 1. Now, Nikki, having witnessed the bride, Uma Thurman, kill her mother, would be the central figure, driven by a quest for vengeance. Now, this plotline would bring the story full circle, exploring themes of revenge and the cyclical nature of violence, a recurring motif in Tarantino's work.
It's not my intention to do this in front of you. For that, I'm sorry. You can take my word for it. Your mother had it coming.
Now, Tarantino even considered filming scenes with the original actresses at the current ages to maintain continuity. However, several factors led to the shelving of this project. The enormous effort expended on the first two volumes had been draining for Tarantino, and the prospect of revisiting such an intense saga seemed overwhelming. Additionally, the evolving landscape of the actors' careers and lives added layers of complexity to the project. Vivica A. Fox suggested Zendaya as a potential replacement for Kelly, highlighting the challenges of recasting and maintaining continuity in long gestating sequels. Despite these challenges, the idea of Kill Bill Volume 3 continued to intrigue Tarantino. He toyed with various concepts, including introducing Gogo's twin sister, Chiaki, and a blinded driver, enhancing the narrative with new yet familiar elements. This unmade film represents not just a missed chapter in the Kill Bill story, but also an unexplored avenue in Tarantino's creative journey. Its absence leaves a space in his filmography, a tantalizing hint at what could have been an epic conclusion to a groundbreaking series. Quenton Tarantino's contemplation of remaking Reservoir Dogs, his directorial debut, is a fascinating glimpse into the mind of a filmmaker reflecting on his own growth and evolution. Now, initially, Tarantino envisioned this remake with an all-black cast, a concept that speaks to his continual effort to challenge and redefine cinematic norms. His reflection, there'd be something interesting about taking my first script and then just remaking it with different actors and just seeing how better off a director I've become, end quote, reveals a self-critical and ambitious aspect of his artistry. Despite his intrigue, Tarantino ultimately chose a different path for his final film. he recognized that revisiting Reservoir Dogs in such a manner might not be the most fitting conclusion to his illustrious career. However, he hasn't completely abandoned the idea, hinting at the possibility of adapting it into a stage play. This decision reflects his willingness to explore different mediums while also acknowledging the special place his debut film holds in his career and the hearts of his fans. Quenton Tarantino's filmography is unique not only in its style and storytelling, but also in its construction of two interconnected universes: the realer-than-real universe and the movie universe. This intricate tapestry of narratives has allowed Tarantino to create a self-referential world where characters and events in one film can subtly impact or nod to those in another. In the realer-than-real universe, we find films like Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction, which are set in a version of our world slightly heightened for dramatic effect. This universe is characterized by its gritty realism mixed with Tarantino's signature dialogue and narrative twists. For example, in Reservoir Dogs, Mr. White mentions working with a woman named Alabama,
over a year and a half.
a direct nod to True Romance, a script Tarantino penned. This mention is more than an Easter egg. It situates both films within the same narrative reality. Conversely, the movie universe includes films like Kill Bill and From Dusk Till Dawn, which are envisioned as the types of movies characters in the realer-than-real universe would watch. These are over-the-type, highly stylized pieces embracing an almost mythological quality. The presence of recurring elements like Red Apple cigarettes and Big Kahuna Burger across these universes further blurs the lines, creating a unique Tarantino-esque world.
This is a tasty burger.
This dual universe approach does more than just create a sense of cohesion across his filmography. It offers a playground for Tarantino's creativity. It allows him to explore different genres and styles while maintaining a connected narrative world. Characters like Vic Vega from Reservoir Dogs and Vincent Vega from Pulp Fiction are subtly linked, suggesting a larger narrative at play. Tarantino's mastery in weaving these universes showcases his skills as a storyteller, capable of creating a complex, interwoven narrative landscape that rewards attentive viewers with a richer cinematic experience. So, The Vega remains one of Quentin Tarantino's most intriguing unmade projects. Envisioned as a prequel, the film was to star Michael Madsen's Vic Vega from Reservoir Dogs and John Travolta's Vincent Vega from Pulp Fiction, further exploring the connection hinted at in their respective films. Now, Tarantino's plan was to delve into their backstory, focusing on Vincent's time in Amsterdam and both brothers' involvement in the criminal underworld. The film's narrative was set to begin with both Vega brothers being released from prison, setting them on a collision course with Amsterdam's criminal elements. This setup promised a deep dive into the brothers' relationship and their individual characters far beyond their roles in the original films. The inclusion of Marcellus Wallace, played by Ving Rhames, and the iconic Royale with cheese conversation would have been a delightful nod to the fans. However, the passage of time and the aging of actors pose once again a significant challenge to this prequel. Tarantino's aversion to de-aging technology led him to consider an unconventional solution, casting Madsen and Travolta as twins of their original characters seeking vengeance for their deaths. This idea, while imaginative, might have stretched the believability of the Tarantino universe too far. Recognizing this, Tarantino shelved the project. Double V Vega stands out as a glimpse into what could have been a captivating addition to Tarantino's filmography, once again offering a unique blend of backstory, character development, and the filmmaker's trademark style. Quentin Tarantino's creative process often led him down paths of sequels and spin-offs, enriching his film universe with potential continuations and expansions of beloved stories. Among these, the anime prequels to Kill Bill were envisioned to delve deeper into the backstory of key characters. One would have explored the origins of Bill and his mentors, Hattori Hanzo, Pai Mei, and Esteban Viejo. The other was planned as a narrative about the bride during her tenure with the Deadly Viper assassination squad. These anime films would have offered a deeper understanding of the motivations and histories of these central characters, echoing the Oren Ishii origin story in Kill Bill Volume 1. However, the project did not come to fruition, potentially due to the untimely death of David Carradine, who's also known as Bill, and the logistical challenges of such an undertaking. Now, Django in White Hell initially started as a novel sequel to Django Unchained. This project evolved into the Hateful Eight screenplay, with Tarantino deciding to replace Django with a character of more ambiguous morality. This shift in creative direction shows Tarantino's fluidity in storytelling, where one idea can transform into another, an equally compelling narrative. Django Zorro, a crossover with the iconic Zorro character, proposed to follow Django's adventures as he teams up with an older Zorro. The concept of blending these two characters from different worlds showcased Tarantino's love for genre mashups. However, this project too remained unmade, possibly due to its ambitious scope and budgetary concerns. These unmade sequels and spin-offs highlight Tarantino's boundless imagination and willingness to explore diverse narrative paths. They also reflect the challenges inherent in actualizing such ambitious projects, whether due to practical constraints or evolving creative interests. Quenton Tarantino's unfulfilled ambitions, particularly his plans for an adaptation of Ian Fleming's Casino Royale, an R-rated version of Star Trek, represent fascinating detours in a cinematic journey, but these projects highlight Tarantino's willingness to explore well-established franchises with his unique vision, although these ambitions never materialize into finished films. Tarantino's interest in Casino Royale was more than just a desire to direct a Bond film. It was an aspiration to bring a raw, faithful adaptation to Fleming novels on the screen. His idea to set the film in the 1950s, with a cast including Uma Thurman as Vesper Lynd and Samuel Jackson as Felix Leiter, promised a Bond film unlike any other. However, legal complexities with the rights to the Bond franchise and the Broccoli family's plan for the series ultimately derailed Tarantino's vision. Similarly, Tarantino's concept for an R-rated Star Trek film showcased his penchant for reimagining existing universes. His idea, based on the original series episode A Piece of the Action, would have transported audiences to a planet mirroring 1920s American gangster culture. This project hinted at a Star Trek film steeped in Tarantino's trademark style of gritty realism, sharp dialogue, and intense action. However, this too remained an unmade dream, perhaps due to the stark contrast of Tarantino's style with the established ethos of the Star Trek universe. These unmade projects underscored the breadth of Tarantino's creative aspirations, and they demonstrate his ability to envision fresh, bold takes on classic narratives, even as they remain unrealized chapters in his filmography. Quenton Tarantino's filmography, even with its absent titles, stands as a testament to his unique vision and storytelling prowess. The unmade films from Kill Bill Volume 3 to the Vega Brothers movie, the anime prequels, Django in White Hell, Django Zorro, and his takes on Casino Royale and Star Trek represent a realm of what could have been. These projects, each with their distinct flavor and potential, suggest a diverse range of narratives and styles that could have further enriched Tarantino's cinematic universe. Tarantino's decision to limit himself to 10 films adds a layer of intrigue to these unmade projects. They become not just films that were never produced, but also represent the boundaries of a self-imposed creative constraint. This limitation has heightened the allure and mystique of his work, making each film a carefully crafted piece of a larger puzzle. While we may never see these films come to fruition, their concepts and possibilities contribute to the larger narrative of Tarantino's career. They underscore his fearless approach to filmmaking and storytelling, his willingness to transcend genres, and his ability to leave a lasting impact on cinema. Quenton Tarantino's unmade films are much a part of his legacy as the ones he brought to the big screen, offering endless fodder for speculation, discussion, and appreciation among cinephiles all over the world and Tarantino enthusiasts alike. If you share my passion for the artistry of movies and enjoy exploring the intricacies of film, I invite you to become a part of our film enthusiast community. By subscribing, you'll stay in the loop with our newest updates and content. Your support is vital in helping us continue our journey into the uncharted territories of cinema. So until our next cinematic adventure, this is Lumiere du Film.